So this is a story or a personal narrative of how I approached the project. I was at the time 26. I was suffocating in an architecture practice, and then this project comes up. And this is a reflection of how I thought of this project. So the story of designing the Out to Sea, the plastic garbage project in King Ghazi Hotel Amman. So a slight background in Aqaba, it's the only coastline in Jordan. There's the major threat of littering and garbage, and the Jordanian general public needed to know about it. So this is Aqaba. It's a tiny, tiny coast south of Jordan. And already Jared, the organization I worked with, they had already lots of activities happening down there. But there was one problem. The exhibition was in Amman, not in Aqaba. So this is the map of Jordan, and Aqaba is down there, and Amman is the capital in the middle. So how can a person communicate Aqaba? How can a person reflect and sort of transfer the experience to the young, very young audience of Amman? So there was activities built up leading to the exhibition. There were already beach and deep sea cleanups that happened through Jared's. There was the production of a short documentary film. We were very lucky to have one of the few children book illustrators in Jordan to do a storybook about this problem. And then we started building a media campaign. So this is when we shot the documentary, the cleanups, and this is the cover of the storybook. And I was very lucky to work with two graphic designers, Tariq Abu Rahman, Mohammed Sabbagh. They developed a whole language of communicating facts, a certain brand that was reflected all through the exhibition, even on the printed materials. It had this comic language. In Arabic, it says, we warn the people of the planet Earth that there are plastic monsters running around, let's catch them, with fact bubbles. So the exhibition itself, the exhibition had to include the display boxes that was common in all the international exhibitions, and the main installation with it's the big garbage pile that was collected from the deep sea in Aqaba. There were, we had to do workshop spaces, screening spaces, storytelling space, informative walls, interactive playing zones, and installations done by local artists and community initiatives. So the big question, location, location, location. We were very lucky to find a very, very old hotel building. It was built 1900, something like that, in Amman, in downtown, called King Ghazi Hotel. And that's the building right here. We approached the owner, and we were like, okay, how about we don't pay you rent, but instead of the rent money, we'll do a small uplift for the space. So that's the floor layout, and that's how it looked. So we were like, okay, we'll do a facelift and and just do new ceilings, things like that, and use it as an exhibition space, which I think it was an interesting investment, because it's a really old hotel, and we wanted to sustain it and keep it in use, and now it's used for exhibitions and cultural activities. So that's what happened. And so we did some rehabilitation, and this is the floor plan. So there were 2 entrances, a storytelling room, the pirate room, different play zones, the exhibition in the 12 and 13, the boxes, and open areas and seating areas as well. So this is the big pile. It was in the main hall, which we exaggerated by adding a mirror and lights and pedestal to celebrate the garbage in a way. The display boxes, and you can tell the facelift of the hotel now. These are the shots of the pile of the garbage. The boxes. You can see also here the information. It was all over the walls, so people would move, and also they would find visual communication through the graphic design language that we developed. This is the seating area, the storytelling room that was inspired by the storybook, and the same artist did the illustrations for the room. Playing area. So the most important thing was, when we created these spaces, was to try and transfer the experiences of the deep sea to an audience of children who never experienced sand in their toes, who never experienced the ship, the wobbling feeling of a ship in the water, or basic things that any child in a coastal city would experience. So this is a play area. It's very informative, but also it has this experiential, basic things that would reinforce the message of the exhibition when touring. The kids needed to understand what does it feel like to be in sea, in order to understand the message of the plastic garbage in the sea. So this is the pirate's room. So it was mostly used for workshop spaces. These are the artists that collaborated and then did their workshops there. Also, you can see the illustrations on the walls. In Arabic, it translates, "I know that plastic is bad, it harms the environment, but I will be responsible with using it." Different open spaces that was used differently according to the tours. It was also important for me to create spaces that would sort of incubate initiatives and artists. So it's an artist from Tibet who did the jellyfish installations, and for me, I just added the bubbles with hooks, and whoever wanted to add something, there was room to cater for that. You know, submarine, kids watching and screening things. Yeah, more spaces, the screening hole, the ripple of the waves, and yeah, that's it.